Hello and welcome back to History's a Blast. I apologize for the long interval since posting the last video. I spent a large part of October with family in my hometown, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, and the backlog of to-do list items on returning to the city at the forks of the Ohio took some time to work through. The video clips and images in this episode were made during my stay at the family homestead in Chambersburg. On a couple of particularly beautiful days when the fall foliage was peaking, I took some short drives back into northwestern Franklin County where we visited the site of the Fort McCord massacre in nearby Rocky Spring Church in the last episode, and I'll put a link to that episode in the description below. This short episode takes us to Franklin Furnace, one of 3 or 4 charcoal iron furnaces in Franklin County. It's been on the list of National Historic Districts since 1991, although it's on private property. I'll put links below to websites with more detailed historical background information on the Franklin Furnace. Now, I mentioned that this one's on private property. 2 of the other ones are located within state parks in Franklin County. This one is in a particularly out-of-the-way part of the village of Edenville, which itself lies well off the beaten path on the Edenville to Chambersburg Road in St. Thomas Township. You can look at the map there, the township map of the county. So while I've been talking, we've come out Sollenberger Road, turned left onto the Edenville Road, and then turned right off of the Edenville Road after about a quarter of a mile onto the Fort McCord Road, and that's the road that we're driving on here. Rolling farmland. The road cuts right through the middle of farmsteads. It's really a fun drive, although you have to be alert. Here we are coming through the village of Fort McCord. We just passed the monument to the massacre, and we're still on the Fort McCord Road. Coming up now to the turn onto the Edenville Road. This is the road that we turned off of to go through Fort McCord. The road straight ahead to the left now continues on to the village of St. Thomas in St. Thomas Township. There's Circle Drive. Circle Drive is an unlined road. It comes up through a little residential area. We're coming down through the iron furnace property now. There's some old worker houses that we'll get into a little bit later. Turning right back onto Circle Road. That little cross street that we turned off on was called Cinder Street. And there's the furnace stack. There aren't any signs or historical markers, so you just have to know it's there and find out how to get to it on your own initiative, and those links below will help you with that. The furnace stack is approximately 30 feet square and 30 feet tall. It was built in 1828 and produced about 1,500 tons of pig iron in a year. Now, although its owners changed several times, it was a financially successful and long-lived furnace lasting until 1882. It's quite a long time for a charcoal iron furnace. The owners at that time moved their operation to the Falling Spring furnace, another charcoal iron furnace, but it was located within the borough limits of Chambersburg. It sat at the junction of Grant and North 2nd Street. But back to the Franklin Furnace. In addition to the blast furnace stack, the National Historic District includes the manager's house, 4 workers' houses, and the ruins of a stone barn. Now, this is what was known as a charcoal iron plantation, encompassing the blast furnace, iron mines, limestone quarry, and hundreds of acres of woodland, fields, and pastures to supply the raw materials to the furnace and food to the workers, most of whom were also housed on the property of the company. The episode on our bike ride to the Ghost Town Trail charcoal iron furnace is linked below. Has a video clip of an interpretive sign that graphically shows the large size and makeup of a workforce at a typical charcoal iron plantation such as this. But this is unique. This site is unique, or this district is unique, because it allows you to really see some of the other footprints, structures that go along with the furnace stack. Well, that's it for this time. In the next episode, we'll continue our fall foliage excursion for another short drive into Buchanan State Forest, which is quite close by. And along the way, we'll stop at a little noticed historical monument that will take us back to the time of the Fort McCord massacre. We'll call it a sequel, if you will. So thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please click the thumbs up icon. It means a lot to me. Please do share the link with your friends, and I'd love to add you to the multitude of 29 current subscribers and respond to your questions or comments. Goodbye.